Hello, my name's Amanda Reimann. I'm here to talk to you today about nutrients to blow the flu away. So, are you sick of getting sick and tired and getting the flu every year? Do you get colds? Do your kids get sick? Do you have to take days off work because of the cold or flu? Well, here's a list of nutrients to help you blow the flu away this flu season. Okay, so let's look at vitamin A, for example. We all know vitamin A as an antioxidant, a fat-soluble vitamin, but did you know that it actually helps to boost the immune system, and particularly in the cells that line the respiratory tract? So it also helps with mucus production. So if we take vitamin A, it can help to prevent an onset of the flu, and it actually helps with our immune system as well. It forms a barrier against microorganisms such as the nasty flu. And I'll just give you some examples of foods that contain vitamin A. So cod liver oil for kids actually naturally contains vitamin E as well as vitamin D, a great way of boosting the immune system, and the taste is okay as well. Chicken, egg yolks are great, and beta carotene, which is a precursor for vitamin A, is also rich in all those red and orange vegetables like carrots, sweet potato, pumpkin, etc., and apricots. So make sure you get into those foods this winter. Okay, the next one we want to look at is vitamin C. Here we go, often seen in the health food stores or at the chemist as a powder. It's better absorbed when it's put together with things called bioflavonoids, and this is found in the pith of things like oranges or grapefruit or mandarin. So the way it's found in nature, really. But if you're low in vitamin C and you want to boost your immune system, it's a great way of taking it to treat that deficiency. So vitamin C, as you may know, is an antioxidant. It helps to mop up any sort of free radical compounds in our body. It's also anti-inflammatory, and it helps to boost the action of our immune cells. So studies have also found that it's been able to reduce inflammation and prevent the onset of pneumonia, which is really important because we don't want the flu, first of all, but once we get the flu, you don't want it to progress and get worse into something like pneumonia, which requires then hospitalization. Okay, so some general food sources of vitamin C, which are great for winter, are things like chilies. You can throw them into soups. Things like red capsicum, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, on top of things like oranges and mandarin, of course. But you find that the citrus fruits are quite cooling, so you want to have the warming foods like the chili. So throw them in and spice it up a bit more this winter. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is vitamin E. Here we go, vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant compound. It's found in the membranes of all cells, and it helps to keep what's called membrane fluidity. It helps that membrane of every cell to stay nice and fluid and soft, so that compounds can flow in and out of the cells. So vitamin E has actually been found to help support cellular immunity. So it helps to boost the immune system, which is often what we don't think of it as. And this is supported by clinical studies, which has found an increased risk of respiratory tract infections in kids who are deficient in vitamin E. So vitamin E is found in foods like wheat germ, so the husks of brown rice or the husks of the wheat germ. It's found in soybean oil, it's found in almonds, sunflower seeds, walnuts and cashews. So get into those good oils this winter and into those lovely nuts and seeds. Alright, so the next one we want to talk about is zinc. Zinc is a common one we usually know to help support the immune system. Zinc is also good at reducing the skin barrier function, so it helps to prevent the movement of viruses into the skin, and it helps to reduce the ability of the immune cells to respond to microorganisms. So it modulates inflammatory molecules again, and in that way it boosts the immune system. Zinc deficiency has been found to reduce cell-mediated immunity, and zinc supplementation in elderly people has been found to reduce the incidence of flu infection by 66%, which is quite a big number. Alright, so zinc is found in things like red meat, certain types of fish, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, whole grains, sardines and split peas. So make sure you get into those as well. Make a nice curry, make a nice soup this winter. Okay, the next one we want to talk about is CoEnzyme Q10, which is a bit of an unusual one when we think about the flu, but it is a fat-soluble antioxidant vitamin, which is necessary for energy production for all cells. So when you get the flu, don't you feel yucky and muscle achy and lethargic? Well, CoEnzyme Q10 can actually help with that fatigue that's associated with the flu. And the thing is that with CoEnzyme Q10, a lot of other vitamins are needed for CoQ10 to work efficiently. So say if we're low in vitamin B or if we're low in folic acid, our zinc and our CoEnzyme Q10 won't actually work properly. So if the body's deficient in any of those, CoEnzyme Q10 won't work. Okay, so it's also been found to help regenerate vitamin E, which I mentioned earlier as another immune stimulating nutrient. Studies of children who have had the influenza virus have also found that serum levels, so their blood levels of CoQ10, were reduced. So it's another important nutrient to think about. And this correlated with the severity of the damage done to the lungs. So CoQ10 is found in things like meats and fish. It's also found in broccoli and nuts, spinach and soy. So make sure you get into those foods this winter. Okay, the next one we want to talk about is vitamin D. Again, you've heard that how important it is to go out there and get some fresh air and sunlight to help heal any sort of colds or flus. So vitamin D is so important. It's not just a vitamin. We now know that it's important for the immune system, and it helps to inhibit the production of inflammatory molecules. So it helps to reduce inflammation in the body. And studies have shown that it's also suitable to prevent the influenza flu virus. So another investigation showed that when vitamin D was taken orally, it helped to reduce the risk of acute respiratory tract infections in children. So you can get your bloods checked for vitamin D, see where your levels are at, and make sure your levels are optimum. But otherwise, definitely get out there in the sun, just rug up a little bit, have your breakfast out in the sun, and get some vitamin D. So that's the best source, but it's also found in fatty fish, it's found in things like butter, and things like cod liver oil, which I've mentioned before. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about probiotics. So you might have heard that probiotics are really important for the gut. So why am I talking about it for the flu? Well, about 70% of the immune system is actually located in the gut. So yes, it is important to understand that the gut is connected with the immune system. So studies have found, now clinical studies now, have found that a blend of specific probiotics have helped to reduce the incidence of flu symptoms as well as the duration and the severity of the symptoms. So it's actually really important to make sure that your gut health is optimal so that your body can fight off any sort of infections that you might come across. Okay, so other probiotics, other specific ones, have also been found to modify the release of inflammatory molecules, again helping to clear out the virus much faster than otherwise. So good sources of probiotics as well in the diet include things like sauerkraut, which is also high in vitamin C, kimchi, tempeh, kefir. These are all traditional fermented foods. And you might have heard of kombucha, which is a bit of a trendy food at the moment. You can get it at the market. Some yogurts contain good levels of probiotics, but not all of them. So if you are deficient in them or if you have gut symptoms, it may be better for you to actually take a probiotic to get involved in active flu prevention this winter. All right, well, I hope that's helped, and get into those nutrients this winter and into that cooking. See you later.